Friday, September 26, 2025, AGNDD intelliReport topic, Typhoon Ragasa. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated Wikipedia-sourced video article. Typhoon Ragasa. From tropical depression to Category 5, super typhoon, striking northern Philippines in September 2025 with devastating winds, rains, and surges. Typhoon Ragasa originated from convection north of Yap on September 16, 2025. It developed into a tropical depression named Nando by Pagasa upon entering Philippine waters. Upgraded to Tropical Storm Ragasa on September 18th, it intensified rapidly, becoming a Category 5 super typhoon by September 21st with winds of 260 km/h and pressure of 922 HPA. Buoy recorded 900.3 HPA. Undergoing eye wall replacement, it made landfall at peak intensity on Panuatan Island, Cagayan, on September 22nd. Then began weakening with a cloud-filled eye and asymmetric structure. Pagasa issued warnings for Typhoon Ragasa, predicting torrential rains, strong winds, and up to 3 storm surges in Batanes, Cagayan, Ilocos Norte, and Ilocos Sur. Wind signals escalated from numbered 1 on September 20th to number 5 highest on September 22nd over Babuyan Islands and parts of Cagayan, Apayao, and Ilocos Norte. Signals covered multiple Luzon provinces and were lifted by September 24th. NDRRMC alerted NCR areas for flooding. OCD ramped up operations. About 380 people from 111 families were evacuated in Ilocos, Central Luzon, and Calabarzon. As Typhoon Krathon approached Taiwan, the Forestry and Nature Conservation Agency closed hiking trails and advised against forest visits. On September 20th, the Central Weather Administration, CWA, forecasted sea and land warnings for September 21st. Forecaster Liu Pei-Teng warned of extreme rain and winds in Hualien and Taitung counties from September 22nd. 24, with heavy rainfall in mountainous Yilan, Pingtung, and Kaohsiung. Warnings were issued at 8:30 and 17:30 TST on September 21st, prompting the evacuation of 300 residents from Hualien County. Typhoon Ragasa, dubbed the King of Storms by China's Meteorological Administration, prompted massive preparations. In Fujian, 50 ferry routes were suspended. Guangdong saw shutdowns of schools, businesses, and transport. 400,000 evacuated from Shenzhen, high-rises cleared in Zhuhai, and rail halted province-wide, leaving Yangjiang streets empty. Over 2.16 million people were evacuated overall, with 80,000 vessels relocated and 38,000 personnel, plus 8,900 vehicles on standby. Guangxi closed schools, businesses, and tourism sites. The Hong Kong Observatory, HKO, issued early warnings for Super Typhoon Ragasa from September 17th, forecasting gale-force winds, heavy rain, and storm surge near the Pearl River. Signals escalated. Number 1 on September 22nd, number 3 later, number 8 on September 23rd, number 9 and number 10 on September 24th, the furthest typhoon, 120 kilometers away, to trigger number 10, lasting 10 hours 40 minutes. It was the first dual number 10 in a year since 1964. Amber rainstorm signals were issued intermittently. Preparations included steering committee meetings, 200 DSD response teams, and sandbags in flood-prone areas like Taio and Yuanlong. The SMG issued warnings for Typhoon Ragasa starting September 19th, predicting storm surges comparable to Typhoons Hato, 2017, and Mangkhut, 2018, with heavy rain and thunderstorms. Residents were urged to stock food, water, and essentials, prepare go bags, and evacuate low-lying areas. Signals escalated. No. 1 on September 22nd, number 3 an orange surge. On September 23rd, number 8 NW and red surge later that day. Power was cut in low areas, surges up to 2.5 M expected. No. 9 and num 10 hoisted on September 24th, then downgraded to number 8 SE num 3 and cancelled by evening. On September 20th, Vietnam's National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting began monitoring a distant typhoon. The National Civil Defense Steering Committee issued directives to provinces from Quang Ninh to Lam Dong, urging preparations as the storm advanced toward the South China Sea. Typhoon Ragasa struck Luzon, Philippines, causing widespread flooding, power outages affecting 746,000 households, and blackouts in Calayan Island, Apayao, and Batanes. It damaged infrastructure including 3 transmission lines, 34 bridges, and 3 roads, with waves up to 3 m high. Agricultural losses exceeded P637 million, $12.9 million US, and energy damage hit P2M, US $40K. Over 692,000 people were affected, 11 died, 11 injured, 1 missing. Evacuations topped 42,000, 2,418 houses damaged. Incidents included drownings, landslides, a capsized boat, 7 deaths, tornadoes, and a collapsed flood structure. Calayan declared a state of calamity. Over 8,000 people were evacuated across Taiwan due to heavy rainfall from a storm, with up to 700 mm in Hualien County and 500-600 mm elsewhere. Power outages affected 11,363 households, a suspected tornado damaged Taitung City, and over 160 flights were canceled at Taoyuan Airport. In Hualien, the Matayan Creek Barrier Lake overflowed, destroying a bridge on Provincial Highway 9 and flooding Guangfu, Fenglin, and Wanrong with up to 5 m of mud. This typhoon from the mountains killed 14, injured 54, left 11 missing, stranded 300, and displaced 5,200 to higher floors. About 60 million tons of water discharged, cutting water supply to 4,000. On September 24th at 12 o'clock CST, the coastal city of Jiangmen recorded its highest ever wind speed of 67 meters per second, 241 kilometers per hour, or 150 miles per hour. This extreme weather caused power outages in Jiangmen and neighboring Yangjiang, affecting at least 56,000 households. During storm signal numbered 8 northwest, 3 people were hospitalized. Storm surges caused drainage reflux and flooded pavements in Hengfei, Chuan, with 2 to 3 m waves in coastal areas. Bicycle lanes along Xingmun River were closed on September 24th, and Fullerton Ocean Park Hotel was inundated. Territory-wide, 1,200 trees fell, 85 floods and 1 landslide occurred. At least 101 were injured, and 900 sought refuge in 50 shelters. Approximately 642 people were evacuated to shelters amid storm surges affecting the territory. Typhoon Ragasa impacted Vietnam on September 25th, bringing strong winds and heavy rainfall. On Bac Long Vai Island in Haiphong, sustained winds hit Beaufort Force 7 with gusts to Force 8 and waves up to 2 m. Other areas like Quang Ha, Force 6, gusts 8, Qua Ong, Force 6, and locations in Quang Ninh, Haiphong, Ninh Binh, and Hưng Yen provinces recorded gusts up to Force 8. Rainfall exceeded 50 mm in northern and central regions, with peaks at 118.8 mm in Ha Tin, 56.7 mm in Lang Son, 54.4 mm in Engi An, and 52.6 mm in Cao Bang. No damage reported in Quang Ninh. Typhoon Ragasa's fury tested the Philippines' resilience, but proactive measures saved lives amid widespread evacuations and warnings.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.